Wassup YouTube and PTG people. It's been a little while. Life's been kind of jacked up, so I just haven't really had as much time as I would like to get stuff recorded for y'all, so I apologize. Quick little update before we get into this one. Last 2 weeks of the season didn't particularly go as I would have liked. We copped 2 L's back to back. Not the way I wanted to close out the season by any stretch. So, yeah, very unfortunate. But it is what it is. Happens to the best of us. Can't complain though. They were really, really good matches. It was, they were against the Ankara Arcanines, who ended up actually ranking just above us because of the head-to-head. And the Holy Crusaders, who ended up just making it into playoffs because of the win over us. So, yeah, so 2 of the teams in playoffs, actually 3 of the teams in playoffs, are the 3 teams that beat me this season, so that makes sense, I guess. And I've beaten the other 2. So, yeah, this should be a fun playoff experience. But the first 2 seeds got a bye, and I ended up being the 4th seed, so I play the 5th seed, which is going to be a rematch against our Week 1 opponent, the Boston Zubats. And you can see now, I have this fancy new prep doc that someone shared to me. I can't remember who shared it to me, but it was someone in the LET server, and they shared this as like a potential tool, and I have literally fallen in love with it. It is so user friendly. I believe it's. Let me look at what it's called. Actually, let me give you the proper name and everything. Made by someone named Ballhawk. There's you can find their YouTube channel somewhere on interwebs. Yeah, their name is just Ballhawk, lowercase a's but capitalized everything else. They do draft league content and whatnot, which is really cool. And they have this sick prep doc that streamlines everything. You put your teams in here, and you put your opponent's team on this side. You can keep track of your nicknames and whatnot. And then they have a section where you view the team side by side with speed stats going all the way down, which is really, really cool. And then there's a matchup data tab where it shows all the abilities and speed stats, weakness charts, a whole bunch of really cool stuff. It's really, really well put together. All types of important moves that that the opposing team and your team gets. It's so extensive. It's really, really cool to use. Definitely helps you not forget things. So definitely a lot of fun to mess around with. And so that's what you're seeing here. This is the matchup for our playoff match against the Boston Zubats. You can obviously see our team over here. Our tried and true homies that have taken us through the later half of the season: Mega Sceptile, Zapdos, Blacephalon, Morpeko, Primarina, Slowking, Gourgeist, Celebi, Kingler, Scarafty, and Haxorus. And then our opponent, the Boston Zubats, through all their rerolls and trades and whatnot throughout the season, they ended up with Mega Gyarados, Spectrier, Grimmsnarl, Rotomwash, Blaziken, Slowking, Galar, Marowak, Alola, Hatterene, Primeape, Smeargle, and Excelgor. Actually, looking at it on paper, I don't know if they changed too much about their team. that like wasn't in play like week 1. Like I feel like a lot of the things that are changed here were here week 1, but I could be wrong. There's a Regigigas and Camerupt at one point, and like Orbeetle and stuff. I don't remember. Even still, solid, scary team. Definitely going to be one that's going to cause us a bit of issues, but we're just going to have to go ahead and beat it. Simple as that. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and hop into trying to find the best way of doing this. So my recording software doesn't show up on the thing at all, and it just did a little tiny bit. I know it did. Alright, so I can turn that off, and voila, you can see the team and the opponent's team as well, as we typically have. So yeah, our first mon is going to be Groot, the Mega Sceptile. I'm finally going to pull out Dragon Dance Mega Sceptile. I haven't actually gotten to utilize it at all this season so far, so hopefully this will catch him off guard, especially because this kind of set does crazy work against him. I am running 0 speed investment because looking into it on paper, Excelgor I would only be able to speed tie with. I didn't feel that was worth. And obviously if he's unburdened and I pop like a Focus Sash or something, or he throat sprays, he's going to outspeed me no matter what. So I didn't feel like going max speed was worth it. And as far as Spectrier goes, I don't think he can afford to be Choice Scarfed, because I do have, while I don't have a normal type on my team, I do have 2 dark types that work really, really well at walling out his offense. Aside from like a Specs Hyper Beam or something, which again, I don't think kills at least one of my dark types. So, with that being said, I felt like speed-wise, I didn't have to go try to speed creep that either, because I feel like if I get to +1, I will outspeed it no matter what. So then, the next fastest thing on his team after Spectrier is Primeape. So, Primeape caps out at 117, or 317, so this is all that I need. I genuinely didn't even need, I could even like drop my IVs, and it would be fine. But I don't want to be that greasy, so I'm not going to worry about that. There's no point to speed creep that hard. If I already outspeed him, there's no point. Yeah, so I just went 248 HP, max attack Adamant, through 8 into Spadef. Dragon Dance, Leaf Blade, Earthquake, Cross Poison. This is more of a late game sweeping kind of set. This combination hits everything on his team, neutrally or super effectively, which is really cool. I think the only thing that I think it doesn't is no, Poison hits neutrally on Bug. Poison does hit neutrally on Bug. I was thinking of Excelgor, but because I thought Poison resist, or I thought Bug resisted Poison, but it does not. Yeah, hits everything for neutral, super effective damage. Once I get to +1, especially being Adamant, I pretty much start OHKOing most things. Cross Poison is really good. I didn't even know that Sceptile got Cross Poison, to be fair. But Cross Poison is going to be really cool to smack the Hatterene or Grimmsnarl with, especially if he doesn't think that I have anything for those mons. He might think they're pretty safe. And with Cross Poison being high crit chance, I might be able to get around Grimmsnarl setting up a Reflect in my face or something like that, which could be really nice for us as well. I have 2 high crit chance moves, which is really nice. So even if he does set up screens, there's an increased chance of me being able to just blow through those and not care, which is really cool. And Earthquake helps me deal with the fire types and whatnot, the Marowak and the Blaziken, as well as being able to take out the Slowking. And of course, Leaf Blade for stab just smacks everything else. This mon really does put in a lot of work here, and I'm really hoping that I get the opportunity to utilize it the way I'd like to. If I can get off a Dragon Dance, hopefully 2 would be even better. Then this thing can just win. Like, if I'm up against something that I know can't kill me, I'm going to go for another Dragon Dance. 100%. I mean, let's be real, there's not a lot of things on this team that don't kill me immediately, but I will certainly do my best to mess him up if he does. Try. If he brings Smeargle, I might even lead this, because I feel like I can get a free D-Dance off on Smeargle, because he can't Spore me. So, that'd be really cool. And we'll see what happens. But this set looks like it does a lot of work here, so we'll try it. Excuse me. I've been having a lot of gas issues. I apologize. I haven't got much sleep last night. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We're playing in less than an hour. So, this is going to be fun. Next up, we have Jack the Gorgeist. Not super, not large, not small. Just normal Gorgeist. I went normal Gorgeist because of the speed tier. This speed tier pretty much outspeeds most everything on his team, bar like the few things at the top. Like, it doesn't outspeed a max speed Rotom, but I don't expect him to do max speed Rotom. He has to be defensive if it comes. He has to be really bulky if it comes. So, I should outspeed that, but this will outspeed Blaziken, this outspeeds Mega Gyarados. Yeah, this outspeeds everything, pretty much. It doesn't outspeed Primeape, which is fine. Primeape doesn't really typically carry anything that hurts Gorgeist all that much. Maybe you turning out on me, maybe, and that's about it, so that shouldn't be too big of an issue. I do not outspeed Spectrier, but that's why I obviously have Shadow Sneak, because Shadow Sneak will smack him real hard. And I don't outspeed Excelgor, which I never could if I tried, so it's not worth it. But we have Power Whip, Poltergeist, Shadow Sneak, and Will-O-Wisp with Frisk. Frisk is obviously going to be super important here to try to scout out what he's got going on. Definitely is information that I would like to have. At every point in the game, I want to know what his items are so that I can appropriately deal with each of his mons. This thing is not scared of Mega Gyarados at all, because we still chew an Ice Fang at +1. Thanks to the Cobra Berry, we chew a Crunch at +1. And as long as, barring bullshit, we don't, miss, because let's be honest, that's something that will happen to me. I'm expecting it, so it's okay if it happens. I understand. I don't like it, but I understand. But Power Whip will mess him up. Now, obviously, this all depends on, what all is left in the match. If I determine that Gorgeist has more usage, potentially, I will obviously, save it. I will Power Whip first. If I don't feel like Gourgeist has much usage in the long run, I will just Will-O-Wisp, because Will-O-Wisp gets me more in the long run. It allows several of my other mons to deal with Mega Gyarados much more effectively. But Power Whip does 85 to 101, which is pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie to you. So definitely gonna be a hopeful situation that takes place. If I can get the Power Up off and get a good roll too, Shadow Sneak actually has a chance to kill afterwards. I need to get like a mid roll. I need to get like a 93 roll, like dead in the center roll. Like I need to get 93 because Shadow Sneak does 7 to 8, 7.2 to 8.4. So if I can get like that 93% roll, I can Shadow Sneak afterwards and take out Mega Gyarados 1v1 with Gourgeist. So that would be preferred situation, but we'll see how that goes. It's very up in the air. But moving onward, we have Callum the Scrafty. This thing is here because Spectrier exists. Knock off, Dream Punch, Bulk Up, and Iron Head. We have 20 speed investment. This 20 speed investment is to outpace a non-invested Grimmsnarl, which I do not expect. If Grimmsnarl comes, I do not expect it to have investment in speed. Grimmsnarl doesn't need it, mainly because of the simple fact that it is so bulky. Has screens potential / bulk up potential thanks to Prankster, and you know, it just doesn't need it. It can go like max HP or max attack adamant and just go like HP / mixed defense investments and be fine. But so this way I'll at least outspeed it if it's going for like regular attacks and stuff. So I can Iron Head it. Iron Head's also there obviously for the Hatterene. Knockoff is always important to have in draft if you can have it. Gets off that big damage and gets rid of those items, which again is always important, especially when there's things like a little Marowak running around, which needs its item to function. So that will be very important. You get rid of some boots on things, get rid of leftovers. No more passive recovery for you. That'd be great too. We have Intimidate because Intimidate's important. And we have the Choco Berry. Choco Berry is there for, I mean, sort of there for Blaziken, but kind of more there for Primate. I just wanted to have something that could sponge a hit. I'm going to have to be careful with the Intimidate too, because obviously Primate does have Defiant. I don't want to give him a Defiant boost, so because that would really suck. Be beaten by one of my own mascots. That would really blow. So I'm going to try not to mess with that too much, but it is what it is. Pretty straightforward set, nothing too crazy. This thing's mainly just here to nullify Spectrier's problem levels and get off a few knockoffs here and there. And if I can get off a few bulk ups as well, that's a best case scenario. If I can get up a bulk up or two against something, that would be great. So we got that going for us. Next up we have Spiky Burb with the heavy duty boots, static, discharge, roost, hurricane, toxic. We have 20 speed. This allows for just in case he decides to run max speed on his Grimmsnarl, I outspeed that too. Got to cover for all my options, so there it is. Max HP, 236 defense, bold nature. This thing is kind of like a backup way of dealing with Gyarados. Obviously we have the static, potentially get the para. We're also going to be clicking discharge on it to potentially get a para as well. Hopefully the situation with Gourgeist takes place before that, so that Gyarados is already weak, so I don't even have to worry about that. I can just click discharge and kill it and not care. But yeah, discharge is going to be really clutch because if I can get some paras on things, that's really good. I kind of hope that he doesn't bring Lightning Rod on Marowak, because that would just be mildly annoying. I'd have to be clicking Hurricane on switches and stuff, which isn't particularly great, but it is what it is. And click, I have Toxic. Toxic is going to be there for the Rotom. Rotom Wash is probably going to be one of his mains, going to be his main switch into this thing. It's either going to be that or Slowking Galar if it's there. So it's going to be pretty much up in the air if Toxic will work out for me, but hopefully I can get Toxic off on Rotom and nullify that thing's long-term usage. I went with the boots because in the long run, looking at the team, I was like really debating on this. I wanted to be Yachi Berry. Okay, that was my original want. I wanted to be Yachi Berry, but then looking at the team, I was like, all right, yeah, most hazards they can set don't touch me. Actually, most hazards they, aside from rocks on Smeargle, which I would not let happen. Do I have Rapid Spin there? Okay. I don't have Defog here. Do you need your Life Orb? We'll cross the bridge when we get there. I don't actually think that's going to be a big deal. I don't think hazard's going to be a huge problem. So the biggest hazard issues we have here, right, are Excalibur with spikes, toxic spikes, I believe, as well, which are definitely annoying, but again, they don't touch Zapdos, so I'm not too worried. And like, yes, he does have 2 ghost types, but are they really going to come in on Morpeko if Morpeko especially is in dark mode? I don't think so. You're not risking your Spectrier or your Alolan Marowak on that kind of play. That's crazy. And then obviously there's potential webs and rocks with Smeargle. The only actual potential rockers are Marowak and Smeargle. And I don't think both of them come. Frankly, I don't think either of them come. So I'm banking on the fact that at most we'll see spikes and toxic spikes from Excalibur, which still sucks, but I'll be able to spin pretty freely-ish for the most part. So, especially once I get my speed boosts going, I should be fine. I'm not too worried about it. I should be able to spin them away before Morpeko is done wreaking havoc. So, yeah, we'll get there. But I don't have defog on this because hazards aren't as big of an issue for Zapdos in this one, and my other hazard remover I just like a little bit better here. We'll see if that works out. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt, but we'll see. That's pretty much everything for Zapdos. Next up we have No Talk Me Hangy, the Morpeko, which we just kind of saw. Life Orb, because his team gets smacked up by this monster, as most teams apparently do, as I found out this season. Most teams apparently just lose to Morpeko in a lot of situations. For God's sakes, Morpeko got a 6-0. So, it's what it is. But we have Aura Wheel, Parting Shot, Rapid Spin, Protect. Aura Wheel, just because, you know, getting those speed boosts is real nice. And Electric plus Dark hits his whole team. Literally the whole team gets hit neutrally by that, so it's strong. Parting Shot is going to be nice because just in case something, if I can't Oko something, and I have a Mon that can better deal with it, I can just Parting Shot out, put my other Mons in better positions throughout the game, and that's pretty much the best case scenarios. Rapid Spin because I needed something to get rid of hazards, and Morpeko can do that for me, so that'll be cool. Obviously they do have the 2 ghost types, but again, like I said, with Morpeko switching between Electric and Dark, do you really want to take the chance of, when my Dark Morpeko is out, coming in on my Dark Morpeko like that? Do you really want to take that chance? Do you really want that to be the hill you die on? Because you will die on that hill. I will personally make sure you die on that hill. Morpeko will not let you in. And then I have Protect. Protect is will be especially nice once I get one of my speed boosts up. Because then I can freely kind of switch between my forms and nothing really stops me from doing that. This could also be a late game cleaner if it works out nicely enough. Or an early game breaker, to be honest. I get one speed boost up. I outspeed Primate and below, all Scarfers, Primate and below. And then the only things that potentially can outspeed me from there are a Scarf Spectrier and a Excelgor Scarfed. Other than that, I outspeed everything. So I get crazy big damage on everything with Aura Wheel from there. So, and I can protect and swap properly between my typings to have exactly the right Aura Wheel typing that I need for whatever scenario. So, this thing literally has the potential to just run through this team if the opportunity presents itself. So, fingers crossed Morpeko can do it. We'll see. And last but not least, we have Lumberjack, the Haxorus, with the Choice Band, Mold Breaker ability, Scale Shot, Poison Jab, Earthquake, and First Impression. I'm trying to think why I ran Scale Shot. How much does Banded Scale Shot do to Spectrier? Let's find out. Scale Shot against Spectrier. Oh my god. 3 hits has a chance to kill? Are you kidding me? 3 hits of Banded Scale Shot has a chance to kill? That's crazy. Never mind. I thought this was a crazy, stupid set, but no, this just creates opportunities. Okay, so now that I know why this thing exists the way it is, because I prepped this team like a week ago, or like as soon as I found out the matchup, so Scale Shot, obviously, incredibly strong stab move. He has 2 fairy options, which I can deal with Banded Poison Jabs at any point in time. I'm not too worried about them. Grimmsnarl and Hatterene are light work for Haxorus. We have Earthquake. Earthquake allows us to smack a lot of things, like the Slowkings, Blaziken, and specifically the Rotom, thanks to Mold Breaker, which is really nice. Once the fairies are gone, Scale Shot hits everything neutrally. And this is a Haxorus with 393 attack, firing off a Banded stab move at you. I don't care if it's 25 per hit. You're not appreciating that. 3 hits guaranteed. 3 hits has a 50-50 shot, 31% chance to Oko Spectrier. And once I get one off, I will have that +1 speed, and I will be faster than Spectrier and Excelgor. And Excelgor, I guarantee, is not tanking a Scale Shot. So as long as I land my Scale Shots, we'll be fine. Yeah, Scale Shot, 3 hits, guaranteed kills. I'm pretty sure 2 hits guaranteed kills as well. 2 hits is 89 to 106 to Excelgor. And it's another 31% chance to kill. So this thing's also incredibly important because Mega Gyarados exists. I'm hoping that he doesn't think about First Impression on Haxorus. I hope he doesn't think about it because, frankly, that's my trump card. If Gyarados gets out of hand, which is very possible, even with the team that I brought, it's very possible that Gyarados still gets out of hand. Banded First Impression just says, no. No, you're done doing everything that you wanted to do today. This also kind of works out nicely because it only real resists 2 banded first impression are, trying to make sure I have this right, are Spectrier, which still takes a butt ton, and I have really good switch-ins to that. And Marowak, which doesn't appreciate it much at all. Blaziken, which will not appreciate it. Or, even though it 4 times resists, but even still. And the no, that's it. It's just Marowak, Blaziken, and Spectrier that resist it. So yeah, he banded first impression will still, even if it doesn't end up hitting Gyarados, even if he switches into something is still taking like 30-40 plus %. And I'm saying 30-40 for the resisted ones. I want you to be on. I'm going to run the calcs now because I want to see it for myself, because I believe it in my head, but I don't want it to be wrong. All right, we're going to do Marowak, Alola first. Offensive wall breaker. First impression only does 14%. Okay, well that's fine. It's 4 times resisted, I guess. Spectrier, back to Spectrier. 35 to 41%, yeah. So it's just a single resist. It should do about 30 to 40. Blaziken, I assume, takes, yeah, only about 17 to 20. But even still, it doesn't appreciate anything else that it is coming its way. So, like, is it a safe enough switch in? Like, do you really want to bank on me clicking first impression here? Do you really want to bank on me not being Yachi Berry? And just going for close combat? Or something, which will rip a hole through you? I don't think so. You don't want to bank on that. So, yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. And this thing makes you sorry for trying to be safe. This thing's just too stupid strong. And I know I've probably rambled along way too long here. But, yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to hop into the battle here in a second. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be fun. All right, peace. Alrighty, it is indeed now time for the game. We are taking on the Boston Zubats here in the playoffs. Let's accept the challenge and get right into this. See what happens. Alright, so he brought Grimmsnarl, he brought the Galar Slowking, he brought the Primeape. Okay, makes sense. He brought the Mega Gyarados, of course, he brought the Hatterene, and he brought the Spectrier. Okay. Not gonna lie, I like what I'm seeing. I don't really have any problems with what I'm seeing. I also see no problem with me leading Morpeko, actually. If it's an unfavorable matchup, I Parting Shot. If it's a favorable matchup, I can just click Aura Wheel. And no think. It is a horribly bad matchup. And he U-turns and gets off damage for free. I'm going to make the Zapdos switch. Potentially punishing that. He gets a crit, and I punish it. Cool. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. I 100% am assuming he's Scarfed. Oh, timer got to be on. Forgot about that. Can't forget to put the timer on. U-turn, crit U-turn on Zapdos. Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, he's Scarfed. Okay, so we switch on this 100%. What do we switch to? I think Morpeko can actually come in on this. And then it applies immediate pressure because we kill it 100% with Aura Wheel. We could also go Scrafty, but I need Scrafty's health. Yeah, Sludge Bomb, we live. We just fire off Aura Wheel because he has no good switch-ins to this. Besides Grimmsnarl. But getting chip damage on Grimmsnarl is super important right now. Yeah. I kind of think because he didn't bring any of his hazards, I don't really need this thing as much. So I think going for another Aura Wheel right now is better. Yeah, get that big crazy damage off. Let him take this thing out, that's fine. Because this thing is now so weak, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go Zapdos now and just discharge. No think, just discharge. He doesn't really have a switch into that either, so I can just discharge and kill this thing. No thinks. No need to overthink it at this point in time. Potential get a para on the Slowking, which would be nice. No para on Slowking. Cool. I'm realizing now, obviously way too late in the situation, that this thing is going to be massively annoying to take out. But it is what it is. I think I can afford to... How much did that do? Discharge at 15? Okay, so he's like... probably like Assault Vest or just Spadef in general. We haven't seen an item on him yet, so he's probably just Assault Vest, which is fine. I'm going to discharge one more time, potentially try to get the para on him. Nope. He gets the Sludge Bomb off and gets the poison. Yeah, that's about right. He's not especially offensive. Roost once. He's gonna Scald here. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go... Would Scrafty be able to kill... I'm assuming Scrafty kills Grimmsnarl from this point. I'll go Callum here. He gets the poison on that Sludge Bomb too. He's getting all these poisons and that's really starting to suck. That's really bad. That's not good at all. He doesn't want to take a knock though. That would have been so good if I could have knocked off the Scarf. But he's paralyzed though. I can Drain Punch up. Oh, yeah, he's faster than me still when he's paralyzed. I guess I'm slow. That makes sense. Of course he's faster than me. Of course he's faster than me. How would he not be faster? I'm gonna quick knock this time. Get rid of the Scarf. Screw it. Now we can Drain Punch up and get a little bit of health back. He's still faster. That's really surprising. He must have been like max speed. Oh no. I've made a mistake here. How much does my Gourgeist do? 2 Spectrier with Shadow Sneak. 45. That's not enough. How much does Spectrier do to my whole team? Unfortunately, this thing kills me with anything right now. Anything that takes 2 hits from this. Shoot, I lost. Man, I played this so bad. Oh no. I played this so poorly. I literally let my 2 things that were designed to deal with Spectrier get weakened so early. No. Alright, who can actually take a hit from +1? Haxorus? No. Sceptile? Actually, yes. Yeah, okay. Do I think he's Scarfed? I think he might be. I can take one, and I can put him in range of Shadow Sneak. And I think, because I don't want to lose this, I think if I put him in range of Shadow Sneak, I think I sack off Zapdos. I'm gonna Mega and Leaf Blade. Yeah, we take that. Oh, he is not. He has Spectacles. I think he's Choice Specs. Do I need Zapdos for anything else on this team right now? I need to be aware of that. Let me just double check and make sure that this is Choice Specs. No, you would have killed me there. Alright, so is he just Modest? Modest would do that damage. Okay, let's go Spiky Burb. Sack it off. That's fine. Now we go Jack, and we Shadow Sneak. If this doesn't kill for some reason, then we through. That's fine. He was Choice Banded Grimmsnarl. Interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp this thing immediately, because I know I can. He Megas immediately. Interesting. Okay. No, come on, no! Hexers, you don't O-Coat, do you? Come on. That para was so huge. We live. Nice. What a way to go down. That sucks, dude. Especially because if the first Willow went off, right? He's burned. He has to either set up. He has to potentially either set up more or go for the crunch. He does no damage. Okay, first impression kills, which is great, but it doesn't help me in the long run. Because now I just lose to Hatterene. This blows, dude. Yeah. That blows. That's such a rough way to lose. Drenicus doesn't kill me, it doesn't matter. So I'm slower than Spectrier, so Spectrier just wins. I played this so badly in the early part. Yeah, he just kills me with this. Doesn't matter. GG. I played this poorly. I played this so bad. Like, I got the static on Primate, which was fine. I should have parting shotted with Morpeko and preserved it. Like, obviously I took way more damage than I should have, but from the Slowking. I didn't have enough for Slowking, that was my big problem. And him getting 2 poisons on me really sucked. Him getting both the Sludge Bomb poisons and then back-to-back full para turns, that's rough, man. Like, okay, I got a full para on Primate, but like, it is what it is. You know, I don't know. That's just a very frustrating way to go down, dude. That's a very frustrating way to go down. Oh my god. Well, there goes our PTG season. One of my best seasons in a long time in the league, especially with a randomized draft and it gets blown in the first round of playoffs. Typical. Some BS. Because if I burn that Gyarados, I want to run some calcs too, just to see how things would have looked. This first turn here, turn 18, right? Turn 18, right? Let's go back to turn 18, right? So if I burn the Gyarados, he goes up to +1. I burn the Gyarados. Crunch now only does 33 to 40 on the first one with my Cold Berry. After that, I get to click Power Whip on that thing and do 85 to 101. Potentially putting him in range of Shadow Sneak. And also with him being burned, I get dozens of other options. I can even... yeah, I could have gone hard Haxorus there. Once he's burned, I go hard Haxorus and then I just click First Impression. And I completely preserve my Gourgeist to be able to Poltergeist, the Hatterene, and the Slowking, smack those up, and Shadow Sneak the Spectrier, which now I see was Scarf. It was Scarf Modest. Makes sense. Damn it. Oh, that sucks so hard, dude. God, that's such a hard loss to swallow. Ugh. Well, it is what it is. Season ends for me. It is what it is. This is what happens when I play at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 in the morning on a Sunday. I'm so tired. I'm going back to bed. Good night, y'all. Hopefully PTG's next season will go much, much better for me, so we'll see. But till then, PokePrimer signing off. Peace.